Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Big Hero 6. It seems like only 2 days ago we were talking about Big Hero 6, the series, and we were. This is a randomized selection, supposedly, but I'm going to test that at the end of the video and you'll see what I mean. But anyway, yeah, this is the 2014 film from the Disney Animation Group, and it's an hour and 45 minutes long, and it moves. It moves really quickly. It's kind of thing where you're like, I want more of this. It doesn't. I can't think of any point where it really drags. It's fun. The characters are lovable, and which you don't usually get too much. There's nothing um, that really puts you off about any of them. Even Fred, who's lived to be obnoxious. Baymax, you'd think could be just an obnoxious attempt at a plush toy, but it's not that. I mean, he's 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 an amazing character. You want to hug him. He exists to be hugged, and he's voiced by Scott Adsit, which if you know who he is, I guess he's huggable too. But it's he's from 30 Rock is one of the things that you might recognize him from physically anyway. But he's done some voiceover work here and there. But he's best known for Baymax. We have a bunch of people I'm going to go through here real quick. Damon Wayans Jr. as Wasabi. Fred is played by T.J. Miller. He is not played by T.J. Miller in the series. But we also have Jimmy Chung as Go-Go, Ryan Potter as Hero. As Potter? Yeah, as Potter. Harry Potter. Ryan Potter as Hero. Genesis Rodriguez as Honey Lemon. She plays both in the series and the movie. And, James Cromwell as Callahan. And Alan Tudyk as Alistair Cree. Maya Rudolph as Aunt Cass, and yeah, it's a great cast. It's a great cast. It's humongous big adventure. Yes, it's an origin story. It's and unfortunately, the only thing I can really complain about is that it falls into that standard trope. There's the Disney trope of dead parents. Cass is raising Hero, and Hero and his brother Tamada. Tamada, am I saying that right? Tadashi, Tamada. What movie was I watching? Tadashi, but Tamada is their last name. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I feel better now. So Aunt Cass has been raising the two boys growing up, and Tadashi is a college student at this nerd school, which is just full of super geniuses who are changing the world. In this nerd school is in San Francisco, which is again, it's only again if you saw my video from 2 days ago when I talked about this. But San Francisco does not exist in the real world, in our real world. It's an alternate reality where Tokyo and San Francisco are sort of combined, you can tell that by the architecture. As you can, at one point, we fly through the city with Baymax and Hero, and we get to see a lot of familiar buildings from both sort of mixed into the cityscape, which is kind of cool. And there's a stylized version of the Golden Gate Bridge that looks very Japanese. So yeah, there's lots of visual pop throughout this. It's a gorgeous film just to look at, even if you had the sound off. It's a beauty, and this is from the era in which, when we go to the theaters, everything was 3D. So it looked great in 3D, and it still looks great when it's not 3D. So maybe not as immersive, but it's this movie doesn't lack for not having a 3D experience. It still draws you in. There's a flying sequence where we get to see Baymax and Hero really bond and make their way and work out Baymax's new flying abilities. And yeah, I'm gonna put spoilers in this. This movie's many years old, but not. not going to put any big major story spoilers. Okay, so you got to figure you've seen trailers or videos or something. Baymax can fly at some point in the film, and it's just beautifully done. One of the more subtle things that I love that they do in the animation is just how the characters move and their facial expressions. Just tiny little visual ticks, just movements of the head and the eyes and everything else makes me believe these are real. Almost, I mean, it feels like it's a motion cap. Maybe it was. I don't know. Probably not. But it's somebody studied how human beings move really well and put it into this film. It is just absolute fun, and it's a superhero movie. And why is that? Well, it's because it's based on a Marvel comic. But why is it not marketed as such, even in an era when Marvel Studios was building up, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, the Avengers? This came 2 years after the Avengers. Why not buy in and make sure people know, hey, this is another Marvel movie, and you could have sold 1 billion more tickets? Well, it's its own thing. It, like I said, they in order to create this very stylized kind of thing, they had to separate it. It couldn't be San Francisco if these were part of the MCU. Now there is a point in this film where you kind of think that maybe these characters could connect with the MCU at some point. There's a point where some of our heroes enter what could be defined as the quantum realm, a form of the quantum realm. They've entered into a strange space, let's just say, that maybe where the multiverses could connect. I don't know. That's another idea that I have. It's not proven. I have no backup for that whatsoever. But wouldn't it be neat if we could see Big Hero 6 on the big screen live action someday? Don't know. Well, could we see that a year from now in Doctor Strange? Maybe. Maybe that's why they've stopped making any Big Hero 6 stuff, even though it's really popular. Kids love this stuff, and it's, as adults, you can't help but love this movie. It's on every level. I forgot how much I loved this movie as soon as I started watching it. I'm like, I'll put it on the background because I already know what's going to go on, and I can still be reminded of things that I love about it. I didn't look away from the screen for the last hour and 45 minutes. Come on. But anyway, other than the fact that hey, what do you mean it's a Marvel movie? Well, it's like I said, it's from a comic book where these characters first were created, and then they're made into this film. But is there another connection to the Marvel universe? Well, yes. It's you'll have to make sure you watch the mid-credits sequence, and you'll see a familiar face show up in that scene. So, with a very strong connection to one of our heroes. So, yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. It's got great action, an awesome looking villain, and they're doing things that, at least to that point, you'd almost imagine you couldn't do in live action. Maybe, you could do it, but it may not be as convincing as you saw in this film. There's moments that it's kind of intense, it's kind of dark, and it works really well, even though it's a movie that kids enjoy. It's a kids film. It's spawned a series that kids love, but it's got great respect. Let's just say the adults can respect this as a solid superhero movie, because we're the adults are the experts of superhero movies. We talk about all this crap on the internet all the time, right? We're experts. don't let little kids think they know what's up. We're the gatekeepers. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to test this out. By the way, when I do this, if you haven't seen this before, for some reason this is the first time you're watching, um, I randomly pick out a number between a certain range, and then I have a spreadsheet that has those numbers corresponding to the movies and TV shows and whatever else that's available on Disney Plus. These two things are not connected. So the randomizer does not know what's on the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet does not know what numbers are going to be picked. There's no connection whatsoever. Yet the other day, I mean, we've had number 58, 59, and 57 over these last 3 days. And the other day I said, oh, wouldn't it be great if we had 57, which was Big Hero 6, and it picked it. So it made me think, oh, man, what if this is at random and it's like listening to me or something? Well, I'm going to look at a number right now, and I'm going to think of that number. I'm going to say that number once I have the randomizer open. Let's see. You know what? I haven't seen that one yet. I'm going to pick. All right. I'm going to pick this number. I'm going to say this number out loud once I have the randomizer open. And if it picks it, we know that it's listening to me. And that's scary. All right. I have this open right now. This is the number that I picked yesterday. But 254. Let's just say 254 is what I'd like to see. Let's pick
356.
Okay, good. It's not listening to me. I was paranoid there for a minute. Come on. 356. By the way, 254 was Iron Man. I decided I was going to go with the original MCU launch point, which we haven't watched yet out of 560 some almost episodes. All right, 356, right? Yes, 356. We got a short or a series of shorts. I'm not sure which one this is, but it seems singular by its title. We'll see. It is Muppet Babies Playdate. Muppet Babies Playdate. So let's check that out. Check in with the Muppet Babies on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.